Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. I worked at IRS over a decade. I've been in private practice for 4 decades. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the home of the 5-minute video. I don't speak any more than 5 minutes to bore you or to bore me. So I usually shed the curtain back from IRS to let you know what's going on and how to handle situations. I try to make these very informative and educational so you can go ahead and make a decision. So, as of today is July 26th. I've got calls from different parts of the United States that revenue officers are starting to knock at doors again. They're leaving cards. They want you to call them. So if this is you, I just want to give you some advice on kind of what to do. I was a revenue officer. I used to knock on those doors, and more important, I want to go through this process with you. By the way, we do representation and consultation, so I can help you with really any of that. So as a revenue officer, they're given a case, and they're really mandated now that we're coming out of COVID to go and knock on the doors and kind of scare the people, even though that's not really what it's wrapped up in, but they're trying to make these unsolicited calls. So they knock on the door, put a little fear and scare into you, but they're there just to give you some information because they want to close the case. So one of two things, in fact, are going to happen. Either you're there or you're not. If you're not there, you're going to get a little calling card left on your front door to call the RO. And what you want to do is you want to call the revenue officer. What they're trying to do is they're trying to close the case. When you call the RO, they're going to give you forms that you're to fill out, the 433A, the 433B, and some privacy forms and a bunch of stuff. And then at some point in time, they're going to issue a doc request, letting you know documents that they need to go ahead and close the case. If IRS is there, if you're there when IRS comes, you just want to be courteous. I wouldn't answer any financial questions to them. What you're doing is they may ask for where you bank at or start asking you a bunch of financial questions to get levy source information for you. I would just tell them, if you can, you'll call them. You want to talk to your attorney, your accountant, or someone representing you. Basically, you want to be very, very friendly, and you just want to let them know, yeah, you're aware of the liability and you know you have an obligation to them. At the end of the day, whether you've got a card at your door or whether they've come out, you want to be really obedient to what they want in the dates that they want. As a revenue officer, I was graded by my follow-up for these field calls, and they still are today. They want to make sure, in fact, that you're doing what, in fact, they asked you to, what they've asked of you. So if you've got that, you can call yourself. You should get a representative. If it's a big case, small case, you can do this by yourself. But I want to let you know they're going to want a 433A, which is a financial statement, a 433B. They're going to ask you about making sure you're filed, you've had ES payments, you have all this stuff, so they can close their case. So that's what they want. And like I said, they're going to want to make sure if you're self-employed, you've made your current estimate payments. Don't be scared. All they're trying to do is close the case. And how are they going to close it? There's one of three ways they close collection cases. Either currently non-collectible, which is a hardship, a payment agreement, or they can recommend you file an offer and compromise. So anyway, if this information is helpful, please leave me a subscription. It helps for YouTube purposes. Not that I need them, but YouTube thinks they're valuable if you subscribe. By the way, if you want to leave me a comment and say, Michael, tell me more, would you do a YouTube on this? I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to give you the information that you need. Don't forget about the subscription. You can contact me anytime you want. Like I said, we do representation and consultation. Don't be afraid of the IRS. At the end of the day, you just give them the paperwork and let's get the case closed.